Yeah.
And then I'm watching what you call idiosyncrasies, little oddities that people doing,
Yeah.
and they acting like my mama, all of them
Oh,
in the kitchen.
they channel
And
it.
then the food tastes like my mama cooked it.
So your mama's energy was all over and they were
Yeah,
channeling it and just
yeah,
working in sync, not even like in a quasi field, like
yeah,
just picking up the frequencies and just acting upon it.
yeah.
It's so
It's
beautiful.
like my mama had a piece of her in each one of the people in the kitchen in order to
Mm.
bring the meal together.
Oh, I got chills. I got chills. That is so beautiful.
Yeah.
I
And
don't know
when I
that.
first seen it, I didn't understand what I was looking at.
Yeah,
And then I started, just sitting there, scientific mind. I'm sitting here and I'm analyzing this. And I say, there's only one way all of these people can't talk about what they need and they can know what each other needs. Somebody's telling them,
absolutely. Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
And that was my mitochondrial rabbit hole.
The telepathy, like the in
Yeah,
intrinsic telepathy was kind of like
yeah,
working the energy, and each person, each family member is funneling in that telepathy, like almost like a field, like picking it up and just acting upon it. That's
yeah.
magic. Like that's for you to witness that and to know or recognize it, that's literally you watching, like it's almost like quantum, that's like the quantum mechanics too. It's like
Mhm.
your mom was funneling into the energy, they were picking it up and acting upon it without even knowing.
My mama is a very excellent cook. Very can't too many people outcook my mama.
Yeah.
And the food, I mean, we got cousins, we got in-laws, that's married into the family. It's like 10 different females, and at least half of them had never met before. So there's no way they should have knew the ingredients the same to make my mama food.
Absolutely.
And this is when I knew that it was more to life than this physical realm on a more deeper understanding that something is going on here. I don't know what it is, but something going on. I'm gonna figure it out. And that's one
Absolutely.
thing my mom used to always tell me, oh baby, you'll figure it out. You smart. And then I used to get mad and I'd be like, Mom, I ain't that damn smart. She, oh, you smarter than you think you is.
You know, she knew you. She knew you before you even knew yourself. You know,
Yep.
moms, we kind of know our children and the propensities from when they're babies. From her womb, she knew who Rod Hayes was. You know what I mean? So she knew your gifts, your challenges, and she could pick up on who you were going to be. Yeah.
When I was born, and I recited this since I've been an adult back to my Aunt Alice, and she asked me, how did I know this?
Yeah.
When I was born, my mama called my Aunt Alice in the room and she said, get the baby out of here, because if you don't, they're going to kill him. I was born in Cook County Hospital in West Side of Chicago. And then Alice took me home with her. My mama, they poisoned my mama with bad blood. My mama O negative. They gave her something like AB positive hepatitis
Mhm.
infected blood or something crazy like that. So ended up staying in the hospital almost 9 months after I was born. And my Alice had me. My Alice called me Black Moses since I was
Um,
little. She always called me Black
yeah.
Moses,
Yeah.
right? And different aunties had different names for me, right? My Aunt Maggie used to call me the seer, right?
What did you say? The steer? The steer?
The SEER,
The
the seer.
seer. The seer.
Yeah, she said I see stuff.
Well, when I'm looking at your eyes, because I don't get a chance to talk to you personally, so you know, you can pick up certain things of people, and because I've been in contact with people who are mediums, people who are kind of like touching the quantum field, there's a special thing that shows up in people's eyes. It's almost like I don't know, it's like a river or an abyss, and you have it when I'm looking at you.
Yeah,
And
that's called depth.
yeah, literally depth. Yeah. And not everybody has it, but people who generally come from specific tribes or come from prophetic kind of backgrounds, they all have that eyes, and you have it. Yeah.
I used to dream the future too. I used to tell my mama my dreams. So she told me, she said, and she didn't really talk a lot about being native, but she
Mhm.
would give us clues. Like she used to tell me, she was like, well, baby, in our culture, you call it a dream walker.
Mm. Okay, there's
I
certain
was like, what
tribes
the
that
hell
have
is a
the
dream
ability.
walker?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
she knew, she knew.
yeah. And then one day I came home from school and I told her about some that we was African. She, you ain't no African. We
No.
don't know nobody from Africa. We ain't never been in no
I
Africa.
love
Where
your
you get
mama
that
already.
from? Yeah, I was like, I got it from school. And
Yeah.
then she used to do little subtle things to steer us away from that. Like one day I remember a key incident. They had this um house spray before they had um um those little room fresheners. We had the Indian head house spray.
Oh, I remember those. Yeah, 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 yeah.
So she picked up the can one day. We were standing in Grand Rapids, and she pointed to the Indian head. She said, "See, that's what my daddy was like."
So she knew. She
But I
knew.
was only like maybe like 6 or 7 years old, so I don't
Yeah.
know what she's talking about, right? And then they have this butter. It's called Lando Lakes.
That's my mom's favorite butter.
Yeah. She
Yeah,
pointed to the lady because there used to be a lady sitting on the lake with the sun
that's
shining
right.
on her, and
That's right.
she's like, now my mama was like this.
Oh my God.
She told me. I didn't know what she was talking about. I'm like, shorty, I don't know what
Yeah,
she's talking about.
yeah.
But in retrospect, the early childhood, the parents is teaching you critical information in what they call an off the cuff statement. Most people let that stuff go,
Hmm.
right? When I asked my father if we was from Africa, he said, I don't know where I'm from.
He didn't have
You
any
know,
connection. Yeah,
yeah, but he knew his mama is native, so he knew.
yeah. Well,
And he used to tell us about his grandmama who was a native who had hair down to her ankles.
that's right. That's
That's
right.
a that's a status symbol in the tribes.
It is. You don't
They don't
cut your.
just let their hair grow down there like to their ankles like that unless you got a certain rank.
That's right. Because
And then
hair is a frequency. It picks up frequencies. It's an antenna. Yeah.
so my mama had this thing where she hated all the girls in the family to cut their hair because she felt like they was diminishing their rank.
Mm. That's deep.
And then like my sister cut her hair, my mama had a fit. And she didn't understand it. She still don't understand it because
Yeah.
she still see the world out of Western eyes.
Yeah. Well,
You
that's the
know,
social, yeah, that's the social conditioning that, they purposefully did, especially in the Americas to all the people. Because when I look at you, I come from the Caribbean, it's really the Caraïbe, and we kind of stayed stationed in South America and the Caribbean. But you look like when my girls, I show my girls you, and they said you look like Papa. You look like my dad and my dad's kin. So that's the Taino side. And
mm,
because we are cousins, because from North America, all of us interfaced with each other, married within each other's family shared a lot of things from Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, all the way down into the Caribbean, Haiti, Cuba, islands. We all have, that's why we look similar because we're all from the Americas.
yeah,
So, we had an awareness of who we were and we had an awareness of who y'all were. That was never
yeah.
hidden in our culture. Yeah.
I used to tell people, and they think I'm crazy or that I don't know what I'm talking about, but I used to say our big mamas on the mainland used to send the big mamas on the islands food stuff from the islands that they didn't grow. And they send us the stuff from the islands that we didn't. And that was a common practice
It was.
because they always sent delegations, right? It sent a delegation to Puerto Rico. Well, now it's Puerto Rico
Yeah.
and
La
Haiti,
Hispaniola, which is
Dominica,
Haiti and Dominican
yeah,
Republic. Yeah.
Cuba. So they was because they have different growing um fruits and
That's
vegetables
right.
from the islands that's different from the mainland. The only common denominator from the bottom of South America to the North Pole is corn.
That's true. That's true.
Everybody
Yeah.
participated in the corn
In the
festivals.
maize, the maize.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Different
Yeah.
kinds. Like the heirloom corn has the purple, some have the white, the purple, white, and the red. Not that geoengineered corn that is, what they
Yeah.
give to us here in the States. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So we used to have corn festivals in the Southwest. We had barbecue festivals all through from Louisiana to what's called
Right.
Florida. What they call Juneteenth, that ain't got nothing to do with the emancipation of slaves. That's a big bald-faced lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Juneteenth was the barbecue festival season. That's why it doesn't have a specific date because it took up the middle of June, the teen days.
I
Got
didn't,
nothing.
I
If
know.
you go back to the
Yeah.
stories say that somebody rode into Texas and told them that the slaves was free. The problem with that is There wasn't slavery in Texas at that time. That was Mexico.
Mm, that's right. Ooh, yes, you know your historical facts. Yes, exactly.
So why? And then we was when they was taking our family farms and putting us in captivity on the family farms and rebranding them as plantation and took mama out of big mama house and call it the big house. We
Mhm.
wouldn't participate. We would leave, and everybody didn't go north. The majority of us went southwest.
You're right. You're right.
Now, if you go to like if somebody go to Google right now that's watching and they don't know what I'm talking about, all they got to do is type Afro Mexican,
That's right. That's right.
right? We was already there though, because
We
what
were.
you know is
Yeah.
what we told our Aztec, Incas, and Mayans and Olmecs, them was the old Mississippians by another name.
Go ahead,
Same
Rob.
tribe. The biggest tribe on the land was the old Mississippians. This is the parent tribe to your five civilized tribes, your Washita nations, your Iroquois nations, your Hopi, your Cheyenne. All of
Right.
these different tribes are offshoots of the old Mississippi. That's the root tribe to the land,
That's right. And we share blood.
right?
There's a blood type that's shared amongst those people as well. That
Right.
references that. That's fact. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
now on the East Coast, we had ships that sailed back and forth between what we call now the motherland and the Americas. And
Hmm.
for blood diversification reasons, so we don't have birth defects, we intermarried with the royal families on that continent over here. This long before Columbus was even a gleam in his daddy eye. His daddy probably wasn't even born, and we was doing this. Matter of fact, his seventh great grandfather, twice removed, probably wasn't born, and we was doing this. In the BC
Absolutely.
period, we was sailing ships on the East Coast, making trade with Africa. The original Navy was the Mississippian Guard that guarded the Mississippi River and the Gulf.
Mm,
We don't know that because we think that we was just some savages because that's what they told us, and we have no capabilities of construction, but we got castles that they didn't converted into state buildings and prisons all over the land,
yeah. And
and
also,
they all before Columbus.
yeah, and the Moors had technology beyond anything that Europe had ever saw. A lot of that European technology came after they were exposed to the Moors, right? And the Moors
Well,
were the ones who,
that's who we've been fighting for the last 400 years, 500 years,
absolutely, absolutely.
because the
And
the
they're
ones in
Sephardic.
Europe, yeah, the ones that's in Europe, right? The ones that was in Europe that came from the Babylonian Empire. Now,
Mm,
they made converts out of some people called Khazars
that's right.
and some people that was called Sephardi.
Yep. The
If you
Sephardic
look in
language
the
has it.
12 tribes of Israel, there is no tribe called Khazar,
No,
Ashkenaz, or Sephardi.
they're
Those are
converts.
converts.
They're converts, yeah. Yeah.
Right. Now, the
For
reason they
tax reasons,
use
for
them,
political reasons, yeah.
that's called the blood shield to conceal the actual power players behind the scenes.
Hmm.
That's where you get your term Rothschild from. Blood shield, the protectors of the Holy Grail lines. But the Holy Grail line is not Jewish. The Holy Grail line is the earthborn, the Idama.
Well, Jewish didn't exist. J didn't exist. There was no J.
Right,
Anything J-E, like Jesus, Jewish, it wasn't in the language at the time. That's further down the line. Yeah.
right. And then they wasn't called Israelis either.
No.
That's the irony,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Israel didn't exist until
Yeah. It
1948.
was
So you
post.
wasn't calling them Israelis.
No. That was a colonized term created by the Rothschilds. Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was all Zionist propaganda for domination and global conquest. When they came over here, they had a standing order to not approach the Americas, and they violated it. And that's why
Yep.
they end up sending Columbus over here. Columbus didn't come over here looking for a new trade route. He was looking for a homeland for the exiles from the Spanish Inquisition and the French
Mm,
Revolution, right? So they getting kicked out of Europe in mass. They they got a stopover point in the north of Africa called Al Maghrib. Today we know it as Morocco,
Morocco.
Libya,
Yeah.
Tunis, right? All the way up to the border of what we call today modern Egypt.
That's why they called America at one point the capital was Morocco. Because
Wow. Wow.
Everything is designed to feminize the men, masculize the woman, underline the divine masculine and feminine by not allowing it to manifest by the laws of nature. But we was put here to become our best self so we could be the best mate for our mates.
Okay.
And contrary to popular opinion, every dude be thinking he pick his woman, he don't pick her, your mama pick her. She just used she just used your heart chakra to find her.
Mm, damn.
Facts, 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 facts.
Okay, Rod, do you think do you think Aleister Crowley was verbatim when he said um, learn everything backwards?
Yeah, he was telling you that they flip everything on you. So if
But
you don't learn
everything,
how to flip it back, you can't see what they telling you.
but everything is like pretty broad. you know,
Yeah, they use everything that we already do against us. We already do a whole lot of shit.
And then at the end of learning it, you said you didn't want to go through that shit no more. So
Mm-mm.
now you got to start over. Anyway, if you want to do something with yourself.
damn.
I don't
Yeah,
mean I gotta like it.
right. Well, definitely.
Ain't
Well,
no, it ain't nowhere in the rule book that say as I go through my development, I supposed to like it.
That's right.
I can get mad about this shit, kick my toe on the motherfucking corner of the bed, stub my toe.
Hell no.
I can be mad about this shit. Long as I get the job done, that's all that matters.
yeah, most definitely. So let's keep in mind now, just to go on to the next one. Let's keep in mind what we found. And remember, rain means kidney. All right, the rain in reindeer means kidney. Now, when we're looking at the word kidneys, the ren in children, all right, children is the Latin word for kidneys, name of a precious stone. We also find the word kid within the word kidney, and the Swedish ren, that means clean, clear, pure, which obviously connects in the language web with the German rain and the Dutch rain, pure, virgin, clean, and chaste. The kidneys obviously also help our biology cleanse everything, which makes it clean, clear, and pure. So we see this purity concept that we find within the concept of ren, since we have the word children, because we already know that the rain deer, the rain also means kidney, as well as the ren in children. And I know a lot of people. What did I hit the? This is, well, the ren in children is the reason why you have renal. When you're talking about the renal glands, it says of or pertaining to the kidneys. All right. Everything else, I mean, you could go ahead and read it on your own. Press pause and read the rest of it, or whatever. But the point is that the renal or the ren, it pertains to the kidneys. All right. As with the whole children, all right. Why the kidneys? Because a child is pure. It's not, it hasn't been touched yet. It's still in this virginity state. All right. So we have the child plus ren equals children, and the kid plus knee equals the kidney. All right. Looking forward, we have the reincarnation. All right. The reincarnation, because we're in a cycle. We're stuck in a cycle. All right. And we're steady coming back over and over, and we're not accomplishing what we came to accomplish in the first place. But before that, did anybody wanted to add anything about the kidneys?
Go back a couple slides.
Back,
One more. Okay, the word reindeer right here,
right?
it's also a code. The
Okay.
the rein also means rulership of something. And the deer is the what you call zoo type for the elk lodge, which is the Elks clan, those whose totem animal is the elk,
Mm.
right? So this is the rulership off the elk lodge comes at the cycle of the new solstice. So it's telling you a particular lodge.
Really?
And then you have the reindeer right there, that's the parody of Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer. And the Rudolph is the Randolph is the black girl matching.
Okay.
So she surfaces once again to get her point across. Y'all niggas gonna learn y'all something today.
Today.
Okay.
Most definitely, most definitely. That for those that didn't hear in the
You
background.
gonna learn today.
Oh shit.
Yes.
But absolutely, absolutely. Going back to the one that we was in with the kidneys. All right. If nobody wants to add anything else, I'm gonna go
If
to.
you see those kidneys, they look like the early stages of fetal development of a set of twins.
Yeah.
Because when they go through the first stage, they look like a butter bean,
Oh, I see what you're. Holy shit.
right? So the the kidneys are the purifier of the blood. It's a filter, right? And the urine comes out sterile.
Facts.
But when it's exposed to the light, the uric acid converts into ammonium, which contaminates the urine,
Facts. Facts.
right? But as long as it's in the bladder, straight from the kidneys, it's purified, right? So this is when you talking about um, the need of a precious stone, talking about a kidney stone. We also find word kid with the word kidney. Kid meaning the baby goat who's going to grow up to be the great Baphomet. The Baphomet symbol is the goat head, which is also the symbol of the uterus, right? And then it says obvious